everyone, welcome to Knitting with You. My name is Nikki. Today is the 13th of December 2014. We had a viewer request by Lizette. Hi Lizette. In regards to swatching for the hot penny hat, which is our knit along for December. And at first I was like, yeah, it's just a swatch. And then I started thinking about it and realized the hat is knit in a round and swatches are done flat. And it is a lace pattern, so I can see how it could cause a little bit of confusion to some people. Especially, I have read on our forums that a lot of people don't swatch. They gotta swatch. So, what you need when you are preparing to create a swatch, you need the pattern you're working with, the appropriate needles size that you need, yay, and you need the yarn that you will be creating the finished object with, and paper and pen to take notes with. First thing we're going to do is when we look at the pattern, you always want to read it from top to bottom. A good quick read through helps you get an idea of what you need to have to actually do the project, what you need to know to do the project, and it can give you a pretty good idea of how much time you'll spend actually making the object. This pattern itself doesn't look too complicated, but for someone who's working with lace for the first time, I can see how it could be intimidating. Reading through the pattern, the hat is knit from the brim up to the crown, and it begins with a smaller size needle. Size 3 is what is recommended, and the ribbing is done with the smaller needles, and then the lace pattern is actually done with the larger needles, US size 5. The gauge swatch reads 28 stitches equals 4 inches in pattern stitch unblocked, which means good news is we do not have to block our swatch once we've made it, so that's kind of cool. So we have to find the pattern stitch, which begins on the first page of the pattern. Oh, excuse me, on the second page. Looks like it's an 8 round repeat, or in our case for the swatch it'll be 8 row repeat. So we know we need 28 stitches to gain our 4-inch pattern. So we're going to write that down. And to help our piece lay flat, we'll probably add on, I guess, a regular garter stitched edge, so we can add 4 stitches on each side. So we'll be adding 8 stitches to what we figure 4 for the left side and 4 for the right side for our garter stitch. If we actually look at the lace pattern itself, the round 1 says knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, and knit 1. So, and then repeat. So it looks like the lace pattern itself is a 6 stitch repeat. So knit 3 would be 3 stitches, knit 2 together counts as 1 stitch, yarn over counts as another stitch, and then knit 1. And if you're not quite sure of that theory, go to the next round. It says knit 2, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. So there's 6. So we know we have a 6 stitch repeat for the pattern. So if we take 28 and we divide 6 into it, you guys gotta bear with me here because I'm brain dead tonight. When we get to my little calculator. This is basic math and I just cannot do it tonight. So 28 divided by 6 gives you 4.6. So if we do 5 times 6, because we don't want to just do 4 because that won't give us enough, so we need to do 5 repeats of the lace pattern. So we'll want to cast on 30 stitches to make sure we get that 4x4 swatch. And then we want to make sure we add those 8 stitches I talked about for the garter edge, so our swatch doesn't want to curl in on itself. So just so you can see real quick, I'll get a little close up on this. So we wrote down we needed our 28 stitches to equal our 4-inch swatch. We know the lace pattern is a 6 stitch repeat, and we want to add 8 stitches for our garter edging. So when we do the math, we came up with 30 stitches, and then we're going to add 8 to it. So when we cast on, we're going to cast on 38 stitches. And I hope I explained that clearly enough for everybody to follow. I know I have a weird mathematical mind, and sometimes stuff that seems really easy to me can be very complicated for the majority of other people I know. The pattern also calls for a long tail cast on. So what you want to do is give yourself some slack before you tie off. I don't know if okay guys, I apologize about that. My headphone decided to die. I have an echo, let me fix that. There we go. Alright, so we want to do a long tail cast on, and as I said previously, we want 38 stitches on there. So the first thing you would do is make your slip knot as usual. And for the swatch, because the pattern states to swatch in the lace pattern, we want to use the larger needles because that's the actual needles that are used for the finished object. So I have my slip stitch here that doesn't want to tighten. Oh my goodness. To do a long tail cast on, you have your long tail and you wrap that around your pinky, and then you drape your working yarn over your thumb, and you kind of come under your working yarn and then wrap your needle around the long tail and pull it through, and then you just tighten that up. So we do that, and we have 2 stitches. Do it again. You bring your needle underneath your working yarn and then like yarn over with your tail and pull it back through that loop you made with your working yarn. And the way I remember which part goes in which part is that your working yarn will tighten the actual stitch. So there's 3. I'm going to do this a couple more times just to show you guys. The more you practice, the more smooth it becomes. You'll be skilled at it. The nice thing about the long tail cast on is it definitively gives you a knit side and a purl side. If you turn it around, you can see there's bumps on the back, and if we get a close up on it here, you can already see that there's V's forming on the front, which would be your knit side. So I'll do it one more time, and then you guys don't need to watch me put all of the 38 stitches on. So I'll stop and do that real quick, and then I'll jump back on and talk a little bit about how you proceed with the actual swatch. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cast on these 38 stitches, and I'm going to do 4 rows of the garter stitch just to get us started. So when I pop back on here, we'll be good to actually start swatching the lace pattern itself. So see you guys shortly. Alright guys, here we are back. I have cast on my 38 stitches and did my 4 rows of garter stitch. So this will help keep the bottom of our piece flat. And let me pull up the pattern here so I can see. Alrighty. So to start our swatch, the lace pattern, we have to remember that the first 4 stitches on our needle and the last 4 stitches on our needle are for our garter stitch edge, which will help keep the piece laying flat once we've cast off. So the first thing we want to do is just plain knit the first 4 stitches. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and start with our lace pattern for the hot penny hat. And the first row or the first round is knit 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, and then repeat till you get basically to where you need to stop. So we go ahead and we knit 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to knit 2 together, just like that. Yarn over, knit 1. Here we go, and do it again. Knit 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together. We can get it, there we go. Yarn over, knit 1. Again, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1. So that's 3 times we've done. We got to do 2 more, and then we'll knit 4. Knit 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, like that. Yarn over, knit 1, and then 1 more time. Knit 3, 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, and that'll leave us with 4 stitches that we're just going to straight knit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on our even rows, if we were knitting in a circle in the round, we'd go like this, so we'd start on this side for round 2. But because we're turning our work, we'll actually be working backwards. So we have to remember that on our even rows or even rounds when we're swatching, to read the pattern backwards. So if we were knitting in the round, we would knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. But because we're going backwards, we're going to knit 2, yarn over, and we're not going to knit 2 together, we're going to purl 2 together. I forgot to mention, because we are on the purl side, we're going to replace all of the K's with P's. Just always remember, if you get nervous, that whatever you're doing on your purl side with your decreases, they directly correlate with what's going to happen on the front. So if you were be knitting 2 together on your knit side, you just purl 2 together. If you're doing a slip slip knit on the front side, you would do a slip slip purl on the reverse. So that keeps it pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead, and the first 4 stitches are our garter stitch edge, so we're just going to knit those 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to start with round 2 of our lace pattern. This says knit 2, so we're going to purl 2, and bring the yarn to the front, purl 2, 1, 2, and because we're working backwards, we're going to yarn over now. It says knit 2 together, so we're going to purl 2 together, just like that, and then knit 2, or purl 2, because we're on the purl side. There we go, see? And that's how you do it in reverse. So we'll do it again. We'll purl 2, we'll yarn over, we'll purl 2 together, and then we'll purl 2. 1, 2. Pretty straightforward. 1, 2, yarn over, purl 2 together, purl 2. 1, 2. Again, purl 2. 1, 2. Yarn over, purl 2 together. There we go. And then purl 2. And you just continue in this fashion until you get to your garter edge again. So purl 2, yarn over, purl 2 together, purl 2. And now we have our 4 stitches left. We're going to bring our yarn back to the back of our work, and then we're just going to knit these last 4 stitches. Then we turn our work, and we are back to our knit side. So we will continue with row 3, just as the pattern is written. Knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3. So our first 4 are going to be straight knitted stitches. 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Knit 1, knit 2 together, oops, knit 2 together, there we go, yarn over, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time, knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, and then knit 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we end up with our last 4 stitches again, which are straight knitted stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go ahead and rotate to our purl side. We are on round 4. Go ahead and knit those first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have to go backwards on this round. So we will purl 4, yarn over, and purl 2 together. So purl 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, purl 2 together. Just like that. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and purl 2 together. Oh, my yarn's caught. There we go. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and purl 2 together. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, purl 2 together, and one more time, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and purl 2 together. And we have 4 stitches left, so we bring our yarn to the back, our working yarn rather, and then knit those last 4 stitches. So we are halfway through pattern, and you can see that from the back it looks like our yarn overs are moving to the left. From the front they look like they're moving to the right. And you can see how those decreases. You can't tell the difference between your knit 2 and your purl 2s because they both slant to the right from the front. Oh, that nice. Very nice. Alrighty, and now we're going to start with 5. Round 5. So we go ahead and we knit 4 stitches for the beginning, as always. 1, 2, 3, 4. Round 5 is knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. So slip 1 knitwise, slip 1 knitwise, insert your left needle through those 2, and then knit them together. And then, did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit. Yep, knit 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Knit 3. So knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, insert. There we go. And then just knit those 2 together. Oop. And then we go ahead and knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, insert through those 2 and knit them together. And then knit our 3. 1, 2, 3. Knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, and knit. Oh, it looks like I've got some extra there. There we go. So knit and then knit 3. 1, 2, 3. And then one more time. Knit 1, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, and then knit 3. 1, 2, 3. And we have our last 4 stitches, which are straight knit stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, round 6. Remember on the even rows that we have to work backwards from what's written when we're working flat instead of in the round. So we go ahead and start with our 4 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this says to knit 2, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 2. So we're going to purl 2, slip, slip, purl, yarn over, purl 2. So purl 2, 1, 2, slip, slip, purl. So you would slip them like you were going to knit them, and then go ahead and slide your needle through and purl those 2 together, just like that. Then we want to do our yarn over, and we are going to purl 2. 1, 2. Alright, and to begin the lace pattern repeat, purl 2, slip knitwise, insert your needle and purl those 2 stitches together, just like that. And then we do our yarn over, just whoop, right over, purl 2 more. 1, 2. Again, purl 2, 1, 2, slip, slip, purl, do our yarn over, and then purl 2. 1, 2. purl 2, 1, 2, slip, slip, purl, yarn over, purl 2, and purl 2, 1, 2, slip, slip, purl, and purl 2, 1, 2, and then we're back to our last 4 stitches that we will knit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we are on 7. We have 2 more rows left, and then I'll let you guys go, and you can see how the lace pattern ends up looking once it's all said and done here. Alright, round 7. Let me go ahead and start with our 4 knitted stitches. 2, 3, 4. Round 7 reads knit 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, knit 1. So knit 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, there we go, and knit 1, and repeat. Knit 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, slip, slip, knit, I need to pause this for a moment. I apologize, guys. Okay, so I apologize. I was just going through and I realized I deleted a section. So I'm going to insert this right here for now. I missed a yarn over on row 7 and I went back and tried to fix it. And I got it fixed. But I wanted you to see how to do the correct purl or slip slip purl, because I forgot to mention that you were supposed to knit 2 through the back loop, and I'm really sorry guys, I'm like half awake tonight. But with that being said, I'm going to resume the video on the final row for the lace pattern. Okay, back to our slip slip purl, slip knitwise, slip knitwise. Put those slip stitches back onto your left needle, and then you want to purl them through the back loops, just like that. There we go. Then we do our yarn over and then purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to our slip slip purl, knitwise, slip knitwise, move back to the left needle, and then purl through the back loop. Yarn over and purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip slip purl again. So slip knitwise, move those 2 slip stitches to your left needle, and then purl the 2 of them through the back loops. Yarn over and purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip slip purl. This is the last time we're going to do this. Move them over, purl through the back loops. Yarn over and purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have our 4 stitches left. Bring our working yard to the back and knit the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So those are the 8-row repeat for your guys' test swatch to enter into the pattern. And you can see how you've got that crisscross thatch, and using those decreases in the reverse will help you maintain your slants in your piece. Looks pretty cool, guys. And you just want to keep going in this fashion until you've got about 4 inches in height, and then you can go ahead and check your swatch measurements. Make sure that you are on gauge. Happy knitting, guys. I hope this helps.